Go ahead and laugh. Oh my God, I just crashed. Oh, my kite just crashed. I decided, to go fly a kite like the song, Mary Poppins, let's go fly a kite. Anyway, it keeps crashing, I'm telling you. I tried to balance it, so it's got to lean to the left or anything like that. But anyway, what I wanted to tell you was real quick, and see if we can get this thing. There it goes. It went up again. Get enough wind here today, it'll actually lift itself back up. Let's see if we can find it. There she is. I chose a Marshall dog. It's really cheap, like only $2. You know what I mean? A lot of things, call me a child at heart, but I don't care. You know what I mean? So here's what I'm going to tell you. I got a story for you, a true one. Okay, I used to go to they used to have a flight kind competition in Colorado, and oh my gosh, it's gonna crash. Oh, we got it, we saved it. So anyway, if it crashes, that's okay, because I want to get this video out. But anyway, here's the thing is, so it was in Broomfield, Colorado. This is a true story. And I was there, and I was with my two younger sons, Kyler and Ryan. I think at that time they were about, boy, it was a long time, 9 and probably, lost it. 9 and probably 7, I'm trying to remember. But anyway, so I'm sorry, Ryan and Kyler, if I get that wrong. But anyway, so, we're at Broomfield, and they have a flight kite. So they have kites from, like, all over the place. They have hundreds of kites. It's just a fun thing like that. It's not pay for competition. They go out to the park in the springtime. I think it's around March or April, because you still have a lot of cold there in Colorado. Well, anyway, so we went to this flight kind competition just for fun, and they had hundreds. They had things from dragons to all sorts of cool stuff, huge ones even, just massive kites, right? And some smaller stuff like mine, whatever. So we're having a great time, and so have fun flying the kites. And it got later in the day, around past noon or something. So, and that's why I told you I used to be a pointer finder or treasure finder, right, in Colorado. And so I decided I'm gonna let it crash so I can finish talking about this. So, so anyway, so I was there with former wife Janet James and the 2 sons and my daughter Chris. Actually, she was there too. Anyway, so got late in the day, about 1 o'clock, and I decided, let's go look around the river and stuff, because they had a little river there that came through that park. I can't remember which one is in Broomfield, right? So I'm starting looking around, I'm reading and tracking and looking at rocks and everything. I said, oh, there's a treasure in here. I said, I can see it, right? So I went and go get my 2 sons, Kyle and Ryan. I said, let's go find the treasure. I said, we can do this, right? I said, even though this is a park, just like this, but it had a little river that ran right off the edge, a really nice creek, right? So this story is crazy. So, we're looking there, and we go across this bridge, and I'm trying, so we actually had to get in the river, at the creek. It wasn't, we had to get in this creek, right? And it was up to probably about halfway up to my knees and stuff like that, right? So, I'm tracking in the river, or this creek, right? And there's rocks and mostly sand, right? And Kyler's with me, younger son. He's I think about 9 at that time, right? And so the former wife, she's standing there on the embankment, and so is the daughter and the other younger son. Okay, they're kind of just watching us. So I'm tracking down the river. I go to about 25 yards down this river. So you got a picture of this rock kind of creek flowing there real clean. And I find what I was kind of looking for. I find this sandbag, and then all of a sudden around the sandbag was a pipe. And sometimes what people do is they store gold and silver or jewels in pipes, right? So, and the pipe was, I'm trying to get here in my hands here. So the pipe was, about that long, about the length of my leg from here. And I'll go somewhere with this ankle to about here, right? Pipe is about that big around, okay? So I'm like, I told my son, I said, we found it. I told Kyler, I said, we found the gold, right? Pulled the, or whatever somebody put in this pipe, some kind of treasure, right? So I picked this pipe up out of the water, right? And it has a cap on each end of this pipe. And that's usually what these do, to seal it off the pipe and throw it in the river to protect the whatever, right? So I unscrew one end of the pipe, and I couldn't get what I was on, so I'm shaking the pipe, and I said, there's something in here, son. I can feel it. It's got something good in there, right? So I said, put out your hand. And put out your hand up there and catch it, because I'm gonna shake it real hard and you catch whatever, so we don't let it fall in the river. So Kyler 9 years of age, he reaches his hand out, puts his hand out the bottom of it. And so I give it a quick jerk, and the thing comes out. You would not believe what it was. You ready for this one? You better hold on, folks. You would not believe what was in that pipe. It was a human femur bone from the leg. I'm not kidding you. The leg from here to here was in that pipe. I said, you got to be kidding me. Kyler immediately freaks out. He said, Dad, what is this? What, oh my God. He goes, don't tell me what I think this is. Because he was even young enough to know. I said, son, no, it's not what you think it is. It's not what you think it is. It's not, son. Kyler, it's not. It is not what you think it is. But I didn't know what to tell him was, besides what he knew it was. I'm like standing there. I said, you'd be kidding me. And it had been painted black, painted as well. And he's freaked. He's a ghost. I gotta wash my hands off. And he puts his hands and starts washing them off in the creek. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I said, this is disgusting. And I had to put it back in the pipe. So Kyler, then he jumps out of the river after washing his hands. He goes, oh, that's so disgusting, Dad. And I'm like, I don't know how it's, God, is he kidding me? So I put the bone back in the pipe and screw the top on and throw it down in the river. You got to remember at this time, I know very little about the spiritual world. I know very little about the way that this world works. Anything, right? I was just a software engineer taking my kids out for a flight kind, have some fun for the day. And then, and it ends up being this. And I'm a treasure finder, right? I told you I found treasures and stuff. I looked for treasures in Colorado. And I had found things in parks before, right? So I thought something good was there. Nothing was good. Boy, that was a wrong treasure hunt. Like I said, the true treasure hunt is finding God, the angels, your God, your Creator, Lord. But sometimes you do find treasures, like everything, But anyway, so we got more of the story real quick. So I put the pipe back in, and then I get out of there and I said, oh my God, I just ruined the whole day. We just had a wonderful, beautiful day with memory of flying kites. And now my son has a memory, and the whole family, of a bone being in a pipe. I said, how did I do this? What stupidity. I should not have went treasure hunting finding, but I didn't know it was going to be. I thought it was going to be something wonderful, right? You just never know, right? So, anyway, I felt terrible. Even the former wife, I said, geez, I feel bad. Geez, we had a great time. And she goes, yeah, you had to go off and do your treasure hunting stuff. That's how a narcissist or you want. Don't judge her, though. You know what I mean? They do. They make you feel bad, and you're already bad on top of it. Kind of like going to Catholic church where they 3 Hail Marys, you already feel like you sinned. You just go to God yourself, by the way, folks. Say, I'm sorry, but, you get beaten twice. I felt terrible already. So we leave, and I didn't know what to do because now I have something that I might have to report to the police, right? So I call my brother, Todd James, and he lives in Loveland, Colorado. I get on the phone, I said, hey, Todd. I said, man, you wouldn't believe what happened. I said, my God. I said, I found a bone in a pipe. And I think the age, I don't know the age, but I could tell it's probably somewhere between that, 9 to 12. It was not an adult pot leg. But I'm not good at the size of bones and legs, and especially God. So I said, what do I do? You know what he said? Don't report it. I said, well, I know, but Todd, my God, what? He goes, Kirk, if you report it, there's going to be an investigation, you could actually be tied to it somehow. They'll make up some story. And that's why the world works. I'm telling you, this justice system, he is right. Seriously, how did you know this pipe? Well, the story, I'm a treasure finder, and I'm looking in the river, and I follow it down and track it immediately, and my kids are there, and you know what I mean? It can look really bad, right? So I said, well, maybe I'll report it later. And I thought, well, I can report it someday, you know what I mean? But what if that young gentleman, somebody needed that reported right away, and also to comfort those people, right? So now looking back, I probably need to do something now about it, but I got to figure out how to do that, and where there's no issues, explain it to my former wife. She wouldn't talk to police, so my kids, it's older now, it's, it's 4 years ago, 3.5, 4 years, probably 4 years ago. But, because that's not right, it consoles those families. So Father, I hope that you consulted those families and stuff, or whoever that bone belonged to. But anyway. So so then I think I even asked my mother, I think, and she agreed with Todd. She says, yeah, don't do that, Kirk. She said, you know how many people in this world try to port something, and then all of a sudden they end up behind bars and associated just because they knew something. See, that's the thing is, just because you have information doesn't make you guilty. You're not guilty by association of the information. But we see all the time today. You're guilty by association of information now. That's how strong the beast system and everything else. Well, how would you know that? And it's in many ways. It's not just, things like this where we have a serious victim case. So you're tied to Facebook or Twitter. They told me, like, even when I was applying for the jobs in the software field, they said be careful of information you post on your Facebook or even when your friends, because when your friends associate you and then your friend does something stupid, says something stupid, they think you're the same. See, we're not treated as individuals anymore. Bricks in the wall. So guilty by association, information, whatever they can make you guilty by, right? That's how bad it is, folks. You're just guilty automatically. See, and that's the thing is that, I used to believe it was true that you're innocent before guilty. I'm telling you, I've talked to public defense attorneys, you are guilty before innocent in our society. I mean, you get the crap beat out of you. They take your money, they take this and that, and you are guilty before innocent. And they teach you in school you're innocent before guilty. Wrong. That is not true. You're treated like a criminal just from even somebody making an allegation with you. Allegations. You're done. You're guilty before innocent. That's something that has to be fixed as well. Okay. So anyway, so I'll figure that out about that bone situation. It's not the first time it happened. It actually happened to me as well. I found just pieces of bone. It's disgusting. And where was that? In but there's just small pieces of bone, and it was in I'm trying to think. It was outside of Colorado Springs. Oh, Manitou Springs. Yeah, Manitou Springs. I think it was. Yeah, Manitou Springs. Yeah, I was trying to it's a long story on that one too. I got stories that blow your mind, folks. I mean, really. I mean, that's just one of them. You could write encyclopedias and novels, just go on and on, things I've seen, experienced, and things. And that was part of your Creator and Lord and angels and everybody else teaching me about things and having an adventure, because that's even before I was awake to Christianity. This stuff was happening, the spiritual stuff. I mean, I was like, I look back, it's like, man, I've seen spiritual stuff right and left. I just didn't recognize what was going on, right? I didn't recognize that, so it takes time for people to wake up, right? So that's why we can't judge them. These people who think they're not spiritual, boy, they can pop out in about 10 seconds, maybe something happens, that final spark, right? So anyway, I'll stop this video because it's already 12 minutes long, but so guess what? I'm going to keep on flying my kite before it gets dark here and have fun. So let's go fly a kite, like Mary Poppins. You call me young, call me a child. I always tell people, be a young at heart and mature in the head, and you'll live forever. That's what you want to be, young at heart but mature in the head. Use discernment with your head, but always live like a child inside. Have fun, have love, have peace, just like be an innocent child, and then just how they smile and they make you smile. Let's be that for the world, okay? Love you all. God bless.